Worship. I am had intended to just start playing, but I wanted to make sure that everything's working sound wise. Where are you, Facebook? Let's find out. I see me. And I hear me. Or did. I see me. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So I'm gonna start with a song. And I've heard the news, and I've felt the cries, counted up the numbers, and across the battle lines, and I have smelled the hatred, those that are the same, and have pointed my own fingers. I'm not clear of blame. Heard the promises of heaven, and I've heard the threats of hell, but maybe we're all living within the stories that we tell. For I have wept for bruises on the backs of those too young, but I cling to the Father who calls us all His own. May your heart never grow hard. May your eyes always see beauty. You sometimes need to weep. You sometimes need to fight. May joy come in the morning. Darkness find the light. May you never give up. May you never give up on love. May you never give up. May you never give up. this back a bit to maybe there. Still a bit too much. I'm trying to find the right balance of reverb so it sounds spacious but not cave-like. So, you're on there too, aren't you? So, yeah, today we're going to talk about what it looks like to follow Jesus. And it seems obvious because that's what we've been talking about for the past 7-8 weeks in church on Sunday mornings. And like, it's kind of what we do if we profess to love God. We follow Jesus, right? Like, that's what it is. But I think there's some ways that we have missed out on sort of communal and robust aspects of what it is to follow Jesus, and we've over spiritualized in a lot of ways. Like, we've all kind of grown up in this world that like limits following Jesus to reading our Bibles and praying and going to church. And that's not to say that those things are bad or superfluous, but like, the scriptures talk about caring for each other, caring for the needy, being a community that is welcoming and hospitable, that takes care of the poor and the marginalized, that speaks truth to power, and confronts abuses and violence and oppression. And like, how do we bring those things into our life? Because it seems like a lot of the ways that we a lot of the times the expressions of following Jesus are very narcissistic and very limited and very over spiritualized and me-centered, when a lot of what we're asked to do is just like care for each other, be love in this world. So this song is sort of is a prophetic call to remember who we are in the face of power. I have a heart full of questions, quieting all my suggestions. What is the meaning of Christian in this American life? I'm feeling awfully foolish, spending my life on a message. I look around and I wonder ever if I heard it right. Coming to you cause I'm confused, coming to you cause I feel used, coming to weep while I'm waiting. Tell me you won't make me go. I need to know there is justice and it will roll in abundance, and that you're building a city where we arrive as immigrants. You call us citizens, you welcome us as children home. You were alone and rejected, misunderstood and detested. You gave it all, didn't hold back. You even gave up your life. How can we call ourselves Christians, saying that love is a tension between the call of the cross and between the old party line? Coming to you for the mothers who are all running for cover. There's a flood from their weeping. Tell me you won't make them go. I need to know there's justice and it will roll in abundance, and that you're building a city where we arrive as immigrants. You call us citizens, you welcome us as children home. There is a man with a family, he has a wife and a baby. He broke the law just to see them, working for $3 an hour. Julia said we were equal. Everyone's heart is deceitful. Everyone born is illegal. Love is the law of the land. Coming to you for the hungry, eating the scraps of this country. Didn't you swear you would feed them? Tell me you won't make them go. I need to know there's justice and it will roll in abundance, and that you're building a city, and we arrive as immigrants. You call us citizens, you welcome us as children home. There's a wolf who is ranting, all of the sheep, they are clapping, promising power and protection, claiming the Christ who was killed by a common consensus. Everyone screaming Barabbas, trading their God for a hero, forfeiting heaven for all. Coming to you cause I'm angry, coming to you cause I'm guilty, coming to you cause you promised to leave the flock for the one. I need to know there's justice and it will roll in abundance, and that you're building a city where we arrive as immigrants. You call us citizens, you welcome us as children home. Is there a way to love always, living in enemy hallways? Don't know my foes from my friends, don't know my friends anymore. Power has several prizes, handcuffs can come in all sizes. Love has a million disguises, winning is simply not one. The strides we made, for all our blessing, we've fallen far away from truth, turning our face away from this hurting race. We turned our face away from you. For every broken heart, for every widow, for those without shelter from the pain or the rain, we lift our eyes to you, looking for answers. We have been called to ease the pain. Feet. go so far. Draw us closer to your heart and bring us back to you. 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 I know there's resistance. Let's make you shorter to the idea of like about 6 milliseconds. Let's make you shorter. How's that? Too short. Maybe put you somewhere in between. A little bit less of that. That's better. Okay, so, and you are still going too. So there is resistance to this idea, and I know there's resistance to this idea. I've had resistance to this idea in the past. To the idea of that, like, the social gospel matters. Because it has been poo-pooed and kind of kicked to the side in a lot of ways, or treated as like a second tier element of following Jesus. But like, what is the call of the prophets? And the call of the prophets in the Old Testament is consistently like, your religious expressions don't matter to me if you're not taking care of each other. Like the Ezekiel says the reason Sodom and Gomorrah were destroyed is because they weren't hospitable. They were cruel to visitors and guests and people in their midst. Jesus' own self-proclamation, when he quotes Isaiah, is that he's bringing freedom to the oppressed and like a salvation for the poor and liberation and all those things. And like, I read something the other day that was talking about having to understand the scriptural idea of salvation through the eyes of Exodus. Like, understanding that salvation is liberation, and not just, like, not really this idea of, like, staying an angry God, but, like, being freed. And that's why it's such a compelling argument for people on the margins and people who have been historically oppressed and people who have been treated as less than. Why that idea was such a compelling idea for early African American church in America, and even a bit of the civil rights movement, and even today, why that's such a compelling idea in those corners of the capital C church. And I think that there's truth and reality to that like, we have to understand, if we're to understand the scriptures in the context, in their context, in the ways that they have been written and were initially like generated and created, we have to understand them through these ideas that they were an oppressed people group, and we're looking for freedom and from salvation. And like, yeah, Jesus says, no, this is bigger than just like overthrowing Rome, but like, liberation is the essence of God's work in this world. Liberation from all the cruelty to each other, and from death, and from oppressive government structures and oppressive systems. And like, liberation is the center of the gospel, and sometimes that involves flipping some tables over. So yeah. Nothing, brother, take my hand, brother, we'll stand. Open up your heart. over tables, breaking off chains. When I see you in a stranger, you're no longer a slave. Turning over tables, tearing down walls, building up the bridges between us all. Encourage me, my willingness to listen, so I can feel the wound inside my heart. Let seeds of peace growing hearts around us, trees of hope, bring shade to humankind. Sister, take my hand, brother, we will stand. Open up your heart and find love is turning over tables, breaking off chains. When I see you in a stranger, I'm no longer a slave. Turning over tables, tearing down walls, building up the bridges between us all. Will we stand for love? Will we stand for love? Will we stand for love? None can separate all that love has made. We are everyone the same. We refuse to meet our brother's enemy. We will stand for humankind. Sister, take my hand, brother, we will stand. Open up your heart and find love is turning over tables, breaking off chains. When I see you in a stranger, we're no longer a slave. Turning over tables, tearing down walls, building up the bridges between us all. I talk a lot about this idea of imagination, this idea of desire tied with that. Like, desire is not a bad thing. Desire is not wrong. Desire is like the longing of your heart. And like, I'm resistant to saying, I don't know, because like I don't not believe that we're all kind of muddling through life together, but I'm resistant to the idea of saying that we're broken people, because something to me is like in that is saying like at our core we're wrong, and that's not true. That's not the story of the scriptures. That's not good. Like caring for ourselves. That's not the story we hear. Like we are people. We are humans. We are deeply flawed. We are incomplete. We're finite. And I say all that because like when we talk about desire, we talk about imagination. Like there are ways where we miss, act out of our woundedness and our struggle and our trauma. But like at that core, there's still this longing for home and wholeness and just to be loved. And like, how do we dream of what the world should be? I remember one of my pastoral theology classes I did concurrently with my internship. One life is it was called Life Together. And I remember one day the question was asked to us, like, what is the good life? What is the goal? What do we dream for our congregations, and what do our, like, because if we can dream, like, that's not like avoiding the world. That's like leaning into making it better and hoping for it to be better. When we desire, when we dream, when we have this like sacred imagination, we are saying like, okay, where in the world is life not flourishing? Where in the world is harm being done and cruelty being done? And how do we lean into those things and call forth life? Because when we had call forth life, that is an act of love. And when there is love, that is where God is. Like, does that make sense? Does that logic make sense? And so this song I want to put in, I always pick this song because it's such an embodied, like, image of, like, bones and dust and earth and, like, love as our essence and this invitation to join in with what God is doing in the world. And yeah. So let's dream. I've got so much on my mind, so much I can't help but run and hide. There's so much hurt inside each one of us, so we do what we must just to try to get by, try and survive anything to feel love. 'Cause there's never enough, and there never will be till we realize we the healers. There's light in our bones. We just use our hands. We just use our lungs to speak light in the world, to show love to our foes, to make peace with the earth and breathe life in our bones. I've got so much on my mind, so much I can't help but run and hide. There's so much fear inside each one of us, so we do what we must just to try to get by, try and survive anything to feel love. 'Cause there's never enough, and there never will be till we realize we the healers. There's light in our bones if we just use our hands, if we just use our lungs to speak light in the world, to show love to our folks, to make peace with the earth and breathe life in our bones. I've got so much on my mind. I've got so much on my mind. There's so much light inside each one of us. We learn how to trust, just to go with our gut and move forward in love. Anything to feel love, 'cause there's never enough, and there never will be till we realize we the healers. There's light in our bones. We just use our hands, and we just use our lungs to speak light in the world, show love to our folks, make peace with the earth and breathe life in our bones. I've got so much on my mind. I've got so much on my mind. I have two more songs. Goodness, the microphone's louder than I thought. So I might even turn that down a smidge. The song is called "The Kingdom of God," and if you look at the Beatitudes, where we see Jesus saying the kingdom of God is like this, or blessed are these, and blessed are those, and blessed are these, and Jesus is saying like the kingdom of God is like this place where the poor and the marginalized, and the ones who are struggling, and the ones who are weeping, and the ones who are grieving and mourning, and the ones who are humble, and the ones who are, the ones who are gentle, like those are the ones. That's what the kingdom of God is like, you know, a place where the powerful are brought low, and the lower brought the like powerless are brought high. Yeah. So this song is like an invitation for us to imagine that this is what it looks like to follow Jesus, and to like invite us into being that way of being. I have one more song for us, and I want to close with this because for most of us, we are not. For a lot of us, we're not in really a position of like any marginalization, but all of us have some sort of struggle and difficulty in place where we are in power over somebody else. Especially being that we are professing Christians, like church-going Christians in this country. That in itself is a position of power and privilege, and I bring that up because, like, the essence of Jesus is God becoming one of us. Like, God becoming the created. Like, Jesus was a full human. Not like the divine dressed up as a human, some like pretend humanity. This was full humanity. Like getting sick, eating the wrong thing, getting too full, being hungry, like not sleeping enough, having your heart broken, getting angry at somebody who cuts you off. Like all of that is what it means to be human, and all of that I think is what Jesus experienced. I think that's the essence of what it is for Jesus to become a human being, you know. So with all of that, if we look at Philippians, like this is like one of like the main like sources for this idea of Jesus becoming like God becoming human is you got Paul saying in Philippians that like Jesus gave up his power to be one of us, gave up all claim to be God, to be one of us, and like that is it. That is what it is to follow Jesus, is to step out of places of power so that other people can thrive and live and find goodness and love. Like there's a couple times in this. Oh, there's one line where it says the tightrope's no match for the fall. Oh, falling is how we descend, or falling is how we ascend. Ascend, not descend. Ascend. That like by giving our power and privilege up, not ourselves, because ourselves are necessary and welcome, but by giving up our power and our privilege to put other people in positions of power and privilege, like that is how we become Christ-like. So this is what we're going to close with. It's an invitation to really lean into, like, how do we think about following Jesus? Sometimes I feel like I'm walking a tightrope from heaven to earth. Walk steady, walk straight. Don't grumble, don't be late. Getting better or you're gonna get hurt. So I try to walk balanced and healthy. I say I'm fine, wobbles and all. Some things I can't fake. It's a curse I can't break. No, the tightrope's no match for the fall. No, the tightrope's no match for the fall. Teach me to fall in your direction. Teach me to hitch my heart to yours. Give me the mind to know the difference between the cargo and horse. Teach me today, I still need saving. Show me the measure of your grace, and I can go on. Teach me to climb when when I can get up. Teach me to rise, and when I fall, teach me to fly. We danced on the tightrope like nothing, made all of the walkers look stiff. You forgave the sinner and you condemned the winner. Then you took a rope and hung you with it. But on the third day something happened. You rose up and looked for your friends. You told them you forgave them and you'd always be with them. That falling is how you ascend. You said falling is how you ascend. Teach me to fall in your direction. Teach me to hitch my heart to yours. Give me the mind to know the difference between the cargo and horse. Teach me today, I still need saving. Show me the measure of your grace when I can go on. Teach me to climb when I can get up. Teach me to rise, and when I fall, teach me to fly. Ooh. That is all I have for us today. Yeah. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching if you're watching live. Thank you for watching later if you choose to do that. Thank you for just being part of this with me and engaging with this with me. I hope you have a great rest of your week and weekend. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay cool. It's going to get warm early next week. Yeah. I hope to see you Sunday morning for worship, either in person or online. We really enjoy being together with you. Yeah. So as you go, may you lean into what it is to follow Jesus and to care for those that he cares for, to bring